Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about 4,000 pigeons lost in one day. Two combines releasing the birds on the same day. No pigeons returning. No phone calls, no nothing. Just gone. What caused it? I don't know. I have no idea. Sunspots, magnetic field of the earth that may have shifted, the iron core, changing the polarity of the magnetic field. What I do know is Stephen Mitchell shipped one of those races. About 3 days, 4 days after the race, he gets a phone call from a merchant marine, caught his pigeon out at sea, about 150 miles out. The pigeon landed on his ship. The man was kind enough to trace the band and contact Stephen and get him the bird back. Should have clocked it, he would have won the race. But anyway, 4,000 pigeons in one day gone. Now we could all speculate as to what happened, but we'll never know. But there's a few things I do know. They did an experiment on pigeons. They put lenses over their eyes, and it was like trying to look through wax paper. They couldn't see a darn thing. They took them home as out and released them. The birds didn't come back exactly to the loft, but they got real close with no vision at all. They couldn't see. It looked like a fog, the lens. But they came back close enough to the loft. Apparently they needed the sight to see the loft and land on the landing board. Another experiment that they did, they put magnets in the back of the bird on them, and they reversed the polarity with those magnets. When they released those pigeons, they went off in the wrong direction. They overcame it somehow. Took them a little time, but they homed. They were able to home. Pigeons have a lot of ability. A pigeon could hear the wind blowing over the mountains. He can also hear the waves pounding on the beach. Very interesting. I don't know about this. I've never really looked into it, but I heard their sense of smell is fantastic. They have keen eyesight, yep. They can see ultraviolet light. But apparently that doesn't have anything to do with their homing ability, because those birds returned with those lenses, unless the ultraviolet light shine through it. So when a pigeon gets lost, we never really know. We never know. But I think with them 4,000 birds, they went out to sea, and there was no place to land when they got totally exhausted. So keep your theories, but they're just theories. Until science proves what it is, we'll never know. Another thing I observed, I used to train my pigeons at the airport. One morning, the geese were flying in a V until they got directly over the airport. And then they started to circle, very slowly like pigeons. They kept circling, good 5 minutes. When they got on the other side of the airport, they formed up and made that V pattern again and went on their way. So apparently, the radar affected them for a little while. They didn't know where they were going because they were circling. They got out of the radar, they went on their way. Also, when I trained my pigeons at the airport, they would go north. They had to go east through that radar. They didn't. They went north. They got away from the airport. They went over Conduit, and they headed east and came home. Maybe the radar affected them. I don't know. So we're never going to know what happens. Another occasion. I had a 500-mile race in New York. I won that race. Won that race by over 2 hours. But I was a little disappointed. The pigeon that I thought I was going to clock didn't come home. And I was a little upset because I took a lot of pride in knowing what pigeon I was going to clock. And I thought I'd never find out. 2 or 3 days later, that pigeon came home with a gash right across its crop. Hit a wire. On that day, I found out why the pigeon didn't return. So we just don't know. We really don't know unless we find something like that bird at sea, the pigeon with the gash. The lenses tell us they don't necessarily need their eyes to orientate. They need their eyes to land. So we're never going to know. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs down. Please subscribe. And thank you for watching.